This is Gerardo Del Real with Resource Stock Digest. Joining me today is the president and CEO of Millrock Resources, Mr. Greg Beischer. Greg, how are you?
Good morning, Gerardo. I'm doing well. Another bright, sunny day here in Anchorage, Alaska at my home office, and doing well.
Another bright, sunny day for the gold price as well. We're flirting with 1810 as we speak. You had a news release out here a few days ago updating the drilling, and from what I understand, hole 4 is a hole that's being drilled now to 950 meters. There's also some surveys that I think are going to be very important moving forward, especially if we're able to delineate that the surveys are indeed picking up the mineralization that you think they're picking up. Can you speak to the release and provide some context on that front there, Greg?
Sure thing. So this is at our 64 North gold project, which is in the area surrounding the Pogo gold mine in central Alaska, just a few hours drive south from Fairbanks, Alaska. And project that we've been very excited about. We staked a huge tract of claims, and I think it's going to be a gold district, camp scale, multiple mines eventually, and we've got the dominant land position. And an obvious first target was at West Pogo, just immediately to the west of the mine, within sight of the mine. And through last fall, we had conducted all the geophysical surveys on the ground that we needed to target the first drill holes. And we no sooner got started in March when the pandemic hit, we had to suspend, but we've been back at it now for 6 weeks. We've drilled 2 holes so far, one to about 600 meters, and then another now that's almost at 1,000 meters depth. And the things that we imagined we would see based on the geophysical surveys are being borne out in the drill cores. I can't tell you exactly, of course, what's in that drill core, but it's off to the assay lab. It's being processed as we speak. So drilling's in full swing and is expected to continue. I can't speak for Resolution Minerals, the funding partner on this, but I suspect that they're right now out to raise more money to continue that drilling at the Aurora target, West Pogo, and also further to the north at what we call the Echo target in the down dip direction from the mine.
Now, this hole 4, Greg, sorry to cut in. I just want to make one important point. Hole 4 is an important one because you believe that the gold mineralization that was at surface is a good indicator for gold below the surface in flatline structures, right? That's why this is going down to almost 1,000 meters now. Would that be correct?
That's right. The model at Pogo is that the gold mineralizing fluids moved upwards from a magmatic intrusion through vertical or near vertical vein structures, and then blossomed out at flatline thrust fault structures at some depth below surface. And we know from the geophysics, or we think, interpret from the geophysics, that flatline structure is a certain distance below surface, somewhere between 600 and 1,000 meters. But at surface, we did have indicators of gold at surface at what the prospect called Half-Ounce Gulch, where we could collect samples at surface that have gold in them. And so, therefore, a good indicator that there could be gold below surface as well.
Many targets on the property. You've flown a mag survey, I believe, here recently that's obviously identified more targets. Can you talk about that a bit?
Sure thing. We did a ground-based geophysical survey last fall. It worked well, but boy, was it expensive. And so we're just trying to find more efficient ways to survey the land and look for those flatline structures below the surface of the Earth. So we're using a geophysical survey type called airborne ZTEM. And so a helicopter tows this instrument above the surface of the Earth to sense the Earth's properties along with magnetics. And from that, we've been able to try and trace from the known to the unknown. So we know that our neighbor's property has a gold deposit called the Goodpaster deposit. It's just across the claim boundary. So we've flown over that and then flown westward and northward across our claims to try and trace that. And it's very cost effective. And it's sort of a test survey that we've done. If it works well, then we'll be able to use that to great efficiency elsewhere on the property.
I understand the assay labs are a bit backed up. The news release made mention of the fact that you anticipate assay results in late August or early September. I know you're in touch with them. Can you give us some feedback on that front?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a bottleneck. It looks like exploration is really ramping up, and unfortunately the labs can't fully ramp up because of disease risk. They're having to have less people spaced further out, and so the production isn't at full capacity, but the sample inflow is. So normally we would expect samples to be about 4 weeks from the time the drill core comes out of the ground to having assays on our computer screen. But I can't really predict how long it's going to take. We don't even have a good read yet from the labs, but my suspicion is that it's going to take quite a while for them to process the big sample load they're getting, not just from Millrock, but from lots of other explorers.
Well, hopefully the gold price continues to rise, and you're looking at results at a time where gold is, ready to challenge all-time highs in U.S. dollars. Greg, thorough update. Is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Nope, but it sure is great to see that gold price coming up and creating all kinds of excitement. Other companies that have had good drill results have rewarded their shareholders very well with share price increases, and we're hoping to do the same thing too. I think it just takes one good drill hole in this market that's really warming up.
Go find us some gold, Greg. Thank you.
Doing our best, Gerardo. Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.